Hey, what's up guys? It's TJ with another review for Hot Toys' War Machine Mark III. So this is a diecast piece. This is from his appearance in Captain America Civil War. And I'll say right off the bat that this is effing insane. So I know I said a lot of thoughts for the final thoughts and stuff like that, but just to give a little bit of an overview or whatever about this figure, it's a diecast piece. It measures to be about... This one's actually taller than the Iron Man Mark 46. This is about 12 3/4 inches tall from what I'm seeing. And this is with no extensions, hip extensions, waist extensions, anything like that. But speaking of this piece, it takes a lot of what the Iron Man Mark 46 does and actually improves upon it. So the engineering and stuff like that is really, really, really good. This piece is very insanely hefty, heavy, even compared to the diecast Iron Man next to it. It's just plain darn good. So next to it, on your left, Iron Man Mark 46 diecast piece, and this is Captain America. This is the Civil War outfit, but it's the concept art version. That's why he's wearing black. It's got the Avengers logo instead of the star and whatnot, so pretty cool stuff. But there you go. So before I get into the nitty gritty, I want to show you guys what comes in the box. You see the stand over there? We're actually not going to use that stand. It's a generic kind of stand. It has like War Machine, Civil War on there and things like that, but the stand itself, it's not like the cool flight bases and stuff like that. I've read reports on it that it's not really too sturdy in terms of holding them up and the like, even in a standing position, so I'm just not going to bother. Alright, so this is an alternate helmet. It actually has an unmasked face underneath. We'll take a look at that. Comes with a pair of articulated hands, just open palms like Repulsor Blast style, and then these are another pair of fists, but you could see that the, I guess, armor plates on top of the hands are extended, and you have those launchers right there. His baton, of course, and outside of this damaged chest here, these are all weaponry pieces that they're like option parts for him. And so back to the figure itself. Just giving you guys a roundabout here. And what I like about the Mark III and why I chose that over, say, like the Mark II, which sells for a hell of a lot cheaper, it's got that chunkiness to it. It's that perfect mix to me between the Mark I, which is just that big kind of OG style, more comic-esque armor, and then the Mark II, which is a bit more streamlined, slim, etc., etc. And then this, the loadout and stuff like that on it, it's just night and day compared to the Mark II as well. So one thing that a buddy of mine, Heat Guy from TFW, pointed out was all of the tamples on War Machine, and I think that there's something that really go overlooked, and I'm glad that he pointed it out to me, because even though I knew they're there, it's nice to show you guys as well, because it's one of those things that even I would overlook, because I just expect people War Machine to kind of know and this and that, but the Iron Man armor doesn't have it. So like Ultron kills and the like, all these different symbols. He's got the 003 there, as well as military logos and the like. It's just cool stuff, and it's nice little detailing like that, that even outside of just this big body and the like, really makes it stand out. It's good. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the articulation as well as the gimmicks built into them engineering-wise. So, the head, I'll pull this off the ball joint so that you guys can see what's going on. It's got that ball joint there, but this ball joint actually goes back and forth, and then, you know, you have the second neck piece as well. So pop the head right back onto the ball joint, so you can see the head can slide up and down to give it more movement there, or downwards to have a more natural look, of course. So when it's down, you've only got that, but when it's up, obviously, you've got a lot more movement there. It just doesn't look as pretty. There's a little bit of movement where this neck part meets that clavicle area, but not much. Nothing really to write home about. Alright, so the shoulders, this is a lot like the Mark 46, except these shoulders actually come out and come down. The Mark 46 Iron Man, they just went up and down. Alright? So the shoulders themselves, they're on the ball joint, so they can go up and down. Well, I'm just knocking chest armor there. It stays on pretty well, but if you hit it the wrong way, or you squeeze it too hard, it comes off. And that's nice, because it's one of those breakaway type things. But anyway, looking at the bicep swivel, 360 there. Alright. The elbows are double jointed, and it's nice that it has those cover pieces and stuff like that too. It does have some extension there, so it's actually a mixture of the Mark 45 and 46 in that aspect. So very cool. Nothing in the forearms. Hands are on ball joints, so you got some rock, you got the swivel, you know, good stuff. Alright, so the waist. Naturally, it does have some ab crunch there, but it extends, as well as extends there in two parts, to give it a lot of ab crunch. And as you can see, that's way more than the Iron Man. And that's where I say, like, it takes what the Iron Man Mark 46 does and just takes it to a whole other level. Now let's take a look at the swivel. When it's unextended, it's all right here in this upper part. Now let's extend and see if there's any more swivel in this waist section. A little bit, but nothing really to write home about. Okay. Now the hips. These skirt pieces right here move out of the way. Nothing moves on its buttocks. So naturally, not a lot of movement, right? But the hips actually ratchet down. And then boom. And for as heavy as these legs are, like, you gotta give credit to these ball joints here because, yeah. I'm surprised they don't just flop down because of the weight. Alright. So a lot more hip swing, not a ton, but a lot more than a head. Double jointed knees, and I like that these parts kind of cover up, even though they don't do the greatest job. Swivel, back and forth. Not a lot because of the way that this hip armor is shaped. Look at this ankle articulation. Lots of inwards, some outwards, not anything to write home about. Got these flaps on the back that move out of the way, as well as this, having some movement too. And the front of the feet actually move forward. Alright? And also, these shoulders, while I'm popping stuff off the ball joints and the like, everything's just really tight. So it's hard to figure out how exactly to brace and move this, but we'll get it. Alright. So I do it by the arms, and then the whole arm pops out, you see, off the ball joint. But basically, the shoulders extend outwards for additional butterfly. And the shoulders are on ball joints. Again, it's a breakaway mechanic. That's the articulation. And now we're going to start looking at the accessories and the gimmicks. Take a look at the lights. Pop that off. Hit the switch. Pink-ish light right there. And then on its back right here, this panel pops off. I can't do it with my finger, so I'm going to take a spudger, get underneath there, and pop that piece out. Flip the switch up, pop this piece back on, and for the remainder of the review, we're just going to leave this lights on. So there's that. Take a look at how it looks with some of these lights off. Very bright, particularly in the chest. Now he does come with that alternate head. First, while they're next to each other, I kind of want to put them right by each other. So they look pretty one in one, except one doesn't have lights, right? But we'll pop that off. Pop this one on. Alright, and then you have that. So, like I said, this one has the unmasked head underneath, and all you do, this is held on by magnets. Pop this front part off, and then this, and there's a magnet on the jawline too. There you go. And this is another one of those Hot Toys scary head sculpts. Very, very, very good likeness of Don Cheadle there. So, I like his depiction of the Rhodes character. Alright. Well, actually, before we do that, I'll show you how to put the mask back on. Get that back on, and then, boom. Pop that off. Pop that back on. The other two lights are located in the forearms. And you won't be able to see them from here, but you just pop these off. And what's nice is that you don't deal with all the crazy little tabs and stuff like that. There's just peg here, and they peg into two slots on the top of the forearm. There's a light on the side. It doesn't shine through or anything like that, but I know it's there. Boom. Make sure that light's on. I'm only doing that because I know we're going to be using the lights for the remainder of this review. So those are the lights, right? And now we can start doing the option parts. So let me zoom in here to what seems like an acceptable level. On the back, you have this gun. It has rotation in the light there. On the gun itself too. And then you can bring this forward. You've got that. Aha. I caught you. I knew it was happening. I will turn that back around. And we'll start getting him all gussied up in general. And you add the spudger. That unpegs. This launcher there. Then he has launchers for the side panels as well. Let me see if I can get those with my hands. I cannot. Spudger time. Let me see if I can do this side first and then kind of figure out where I'm supposed to go. There we go. There's a little indent in there for you to get in. And then these two pieces are symmetrical, so there's not a specific side. They slide in, and they have magnets on them as well. So there's a peg and magnets too. Make sure that they hold on. It's good stuff. Those two pieces. And then the rest is the arms, so these two panels. Pop off. Boom. Boom. And there are panels on the underside of his forearms as well. One, two. I think I actually put the wrong side up. Not that big of a deal, but I'm just being kind of anal right now. And 1, 2. And there we go. Alright, first pose. Just kind of a repulsor blast, kinda. God, I actually like this pose from multiple angles. And that does not happen a lot with action poses, so. God damn. I might have to make like a GIF of this or something like that. Oh, and yeah, in case I didn't state it, these are durable. Lovely stuff. Alright, so here's a landing pose. He's a little bit too long, even with the extended ab crunch and stuff like that, to pull it off as well as I would like. But he can literally pull it off, so yeah. Just to add a little bit of flair to it. Here's his baton. There is a light switch on here. Alright. And as pretty widely reported, the hands hold the baton, but they don't hold it the best. It doesn't have that, kung fu grip feel and the like, but it does literally hold them. And holds it pretty decent. I just wouldn't shake it around with it in his hand or anything like that. There's that. I'm closing it out with something a little bit different, What if during the Captain America Civil War movie, instead of it being 2-on-1, it was 2-on-2? Maybe Iron Man and War Machine versus Captain America and Bucky. Considering Iron Man himself, by himself, beat the brakes off of both of them, I think it would have been a very one-sided affair, but they needed to make it even and give Captain Devil his due and blah blah blah. So, of course, 2-on-1, Tony lost in one of the shittiest endings to a battle ever, but that's okay. That's okay. But in my headcanon here, right now, Captain America gets his comeuppance. That's what you get for keeping secrets. I thought that you were friends too. Anyway, this has been another review. This one's been the Hot Toys War Machine Mark III. This is a diecast model. This piece is from his appearance in Captain America Civil War. Really, really, really awesome stuff. Cool engineering. Tons of diecast. The gimmicks and stuff like that are cool. The loadout's cool weapons-wise and stuff. Honestly, like I said earlier, it's a perfect in-between for the Mark I and Mark II. So I'm also looking forward to the Mark IV coming up here. I think it's like next year or something like that. That's the one from Infinity War. That's another really good looking suit, like in the digital cam and all that. But for now, Mark III, got the Mark I coming in shortly, and we'll get that review too. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.